Hi there, my name is Billy Angel. I am your storyteller, and I have a great story for you today. In fact, we're in a story series, the story of Samson and Samuel. Today is part 4. Here it comes. When Samson is in his late 20s, still living at his parents' farm, he announces to them one day that he wants to get married. Get married? We haven't seen anybody. To who? Well, she's not from here, but yeah, I'd like to introduce you to her. Okay, she's not from here. Where is she from? Do we know her? Is she one of our friends? No, you've never met her. She's from the village of Timnah. Timnah? You mean the Philistine village? I didn't know there's any Hebrews living in Timnah. No, she is a Philistine girl. You're joking, right? Huh? You're not joking? Samson. Please, you can't marry a Philistine girl. That's just not possible. Not possible. No. Yes. She's special. She's wonderful. The way she behaves with me, she's the one for me. Dad, come on now. Come on now. Samson, the Philistines are the enemy. They rob us left and right. They rob us blind. They take everything from us. They want to be rid of us. They want to make us their slaves. No, we will never be their slaves. But I love this girl. You know how I met her? You got to hear the story. I was hunting one day, and there was this wild boar. I mean, you don't see them very often. And I got hold of one, but it escaped. And I was running after this boar and running, and this thing was really fast. And I was going to catch it. And I lost my sense of direction for a little while. And all of a sudden, I step out of the woods, and there's this village. And I'm not sure where I am. So I walk into the village, and I look around and say hi. And I'm in Timnah. Yeah. And the people were kind to me, and then it was nice to be there. And then I saw her. Her name is Leah. She's just beautiful. You should meet her. She's special. She's the one for me. Samson, please listen to your father. You cannot be serious. Do you know, you are a Nazarite? You know that. There's a special calling on your life, a special task for you to perform. If you want to be a Nazarite unto God, the God of Moses, you cannot marry a Philistine. You can't be in two camps all at the same time. Samson, wake up! Well, at that point, Samson walks out the door. He just disappears. This is what he does occasionally. And he's out there, and he's not to be seen for hours. You see, Samson loves being out there in the fields, in the hills. He loves that rough terrain, and he runs. Believe it or not, he runs, sometimes even uphill. He is extremely fit, this man. He knows the layout of the land really well. And he loves just pushing through the thick of the woods, or climbing a rock facade, or even just going through a river. He doesn't care. He loves being out there in nature. And of course, he's a hunter. He knows all the animals, and he knows what to look for. He loves surprising an animal. Be surprised. There's pheasants, there's deer, there's hares and rabbits, all kinds. And of course, the occasional hyena. And on a few occasions, he's even run into a bear. So Samson is out there. His parents know, okay, he's by himself. I mean, he must be joking. A Philistine girl? Never, says Manoah. Now, his wife, Rachel, she's not said a whole lot, but she is just thinking about that angel that appeared to them before Samson was born. Do you remember? Do you remember what the angel said to us? That our son would begin the delivery of the Hebrews from the Philistines. That is Samson's task. Well, indeed, exactly. I mean, if he's married to a Philistine, that's just not going to happen. Forget being a Nazarite. And so they talk, and the day goes by. The next day, Samson is back, and they pick up that conversation. Samson, you know about the angel? And the angel said, you would begin the delivery. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, you told me many times. But I mean, I don't know what I can do. I don't know how that works. That is, well, he told you that, but he's never appeared to me. And I don't know. All I know is I love her. She is special. I want you to come with me. Yeah, I spoke with her parents. I've asked her to marry me. She said yes. And her parents want to meet with you. Now, hang on, Samson, hang on, not so fast. So, you asked her to marry her. And did you explain to her that in our custom, if a guy marries a girl, she leaves her parents' home and she joins her husband's home, So she would come here and live with us. She'd become a Hebrew girl, worship the Hebrew God, the God of Moses. What do you think? Will she be doing that? Well, yeah, I think so. Have you asked her? No, but I'm sure she will. I wouldn't be so sure, Samson. The Philistines look down on us. We are just dirt in their eyes. No, they're never going to let their young lady leave them. Oh, no. They're going to have you join them so you can work for them. And that will make you a slave to the Philistines. Never! I'll never be a slave to them. Oh, what do you know? And Samson is off again. Oh, man, this is what he does. Why can't we just have a decent conversation? Well, calm down, Manoah, says Rachel. It'll all come together somehow. God knows. We just got to hang in there together. Samson is off on his trail. He's running and he's loving being out there. And not far from where they live, there is a huge rock. It's called the Rock of Etam. It's an impressive, massive rock. And Samson loves going there, and he climbs the rock right to the very top. And then he stands there like on top of the world. And you have an amazing view, 360 degree. Oh, he loves being out there and just see the whole world. Over there, you could see the sea almost. On a clear day, you would see the water. And over there, there's the mountains of Lebanon. Oh, he loves just being there, feeling the wind in his hair, the hair that has never been cut. And then, underneath the rock, you got to climb all the way down, there is a cave. And Samson loves being in the cave. And he goes there and he climbs into the cave, and he's just made himself a bit of a home there. And of course, since he's a hunter, he'll go hunt for a hare or a rabbit or a pheasant. He built himself a fire, and he'll cook his own meal. There's a little river coming right past, fresh water, and he loves hanging out there, sometimes for days on end, just being by himself. But he senses the presence of God right there. So he hangs out there for a few days, and then he is back home. Well, Mom and Dad, here's the thing. You can say what you like, but I want to marry Leah. I've already asked her. She said yes. I have gotten the permission from her parents. So I want to invite you to come with me to meet them. They want to meet with you because they want to speak to you about the dowry. So at that point, Manoah and Rachel realize they just have to join Samson on this misadventure. And so they pack a few things, they get some drinks, and they're going to make the way from their village to the village of Timnah. Now, the way that goes is there is a pathway that winds around the hills, and it's just wide enough for people to walk, or if you have a horse, but not for a cart. And so they set off on the journey. It's about an hour and a half's walk. The three of them are going to walk all the way to Timnah. But Samson is feeling itchy, and he just wants to be out there in nature, right in the rough of it, the thick of it. So he says, listen, Mom, Dad, I'll meet you right at the start of the village, at the beginning. I'll be there before you get there. You just follow the path, and I'll see you there. And he's off, because he wants to take the most direct route. He's through the thicks of the wood, and he'll climb a fence, he'll cross a river. He doesn't care, he loves it. And he'll just get there to Timnah before they do. And so Samson is off. Manoah and Rachel are now on a journey they never thought they would make. Oh man, do we really have to go to this Philistine village? Do we have to make friends with this Philistine family? I mean, oh God, I hope something happens that stops this from going through. Our son marrying a Philistine girl? Doesn't he know it's not even a year ago when the Philistines massacred the Hebrew army? Do you remember that? 30,000 young guys, Hebrews, they died at the hands of the Philistines. I know, says Rachel, I know. All these families are still mourning. They've lost their son, their young husband, their father. All these farms are without farmers. The whole country is still in deep, deep pain from what the Philistines did to us then. How can our son do this? I mean, none of our friends are going to accept this. Our rabbi's not going to come to the wedding either. Oh my God, what a situation. How come Samson wants to do this? Now, when you read scripture, it says that heaven is actually creating an opportunity for Samson to rise up to the Philistines, to stand up against them. So something is going to happen that is very different from what Samson has in mind. And yet, this is how heaven wants to use him, since he is set apart as a Nazirite. Well, Samson is having a good time pushing his way through the thicks, and there he goes, and he goes. Suddenly, out there, about 40 yards away from him, there is a lion standing there. A massive, beautiful, powerful lion standing there, still staring at him. Samson is staring at the lion. This is such an impressive beast. He knows that that lion could just kill him in an instant. But amazingly enough, Samson feels no fear. He's got an enormous power in his body. And in that moment, the Spirit of God just turns something on. And he feels energy rushing through all of his muscles. His mind is sharper than ever. And he is facing the lion. The lion is facing him. And Samson knows he's not going to take his eyes off the lion. He's not going to walk away or run away. No. He is going to scare that lion away if he can. And so Samson slowly approaches the lion. But the lion is not going to have it. So this lion, standing there in all of her glory, she is so powerful and beautiful. She sees this man. She is going to kill that man. What is he doing here in my territory? And the lion begins to run towards Samson, makes this run and run and run and run. And at the last minute, the lion jumps. The lion wants to knock the man over, knock him to the ground. Then she can just grab him and kill him. But Samson, fit as he is and sharp as he is, he has stepped aside at the last moment. And you know what? He swings his arm from underneath and he hits the lion in the chin like this. Bang! And the lion just comes down on the ground, slightly confused. What just hit me? What's this? because Samson has dealt the first blow to the beast. So the lion quickly scrambles itself together. She quickly reorganizes herself. She's gonna kill this man. So she approaches him slowly, and she's roaring like mighty roar. Her mouth is wide open. She's making a noise like a thunder ongoing. Samson, quick as he is, he steps to the lion, grabs the jaws, and pulls and pulls and pulls and pulls. And he pulls the jaws of the lion apart. The beast is screaming with pain, blood flushing out. Oh, the lion falls to the ground. The mouth of the lion is completely torn to pieces. She is bleeding and fighting for her life right there on the ground. Samson quickly looks for a stone. He finds a stone on the ground, and he hits the lion in the head with the stone, and the beast is dead. Oh, man. Whoa. Whoa. Samson looks around. Are there any other animals? Any other lions? Any cubs? No, just this female lion. My, wow, what an experience. And what an experience to feel the power that heaven has given him. And Samson has an epiphany in that moment. Maybe this is the beginning of something new. Maybe this is the day I've been waiting for. Maybe God has a special mission for me, and today the door opened up. Wow, I just tore it to pieces. Wow. And so then he realizes he's got to get to Timnah quickly, so he sets off, he runs and runs and runs, and he gets there to the beginning of the village before his parents do. And guess what? Samson never says anything about the lion. Hi, Mom, Dad, this way. So they go into the village. Samson knows his way around. They knock on the door, and there's the in-laws. Yes, they are expecting the family of three, come on in. And so they come in, and they're invited to sit down, as you do, and there is polite conversation, and there is hospitality, a few bites to eat and something to drink, a nice cup of tea. And then Samson initiates the conversation. This is Leah, my parents, introducing everybody to each other. And yes, we are planning to get married, and we will be married here in the village of Timnah. Okay. And so, the parents of Leah explain that it is over to the parents of the groom to provide a dowry. And they explain what that is, and it's like an investment into the life of the new couple. And so Manoah and Rachel hear it all and say, okay, yes, we can do that. We support our son, whatever his choices are, we will be there for him. So then they hear a little bit about the actual wedding. The way it's done over here is the groom is invited to organize a party for his friends, and that party goes on for 7 days. Manoah asks, could I please interrupt you, sir? I don't think that any of our Hebrew friends would come into Timnah, the Philistine village. What do we do about that? Oh, no problem at all. We will invite 30 young guys from the village to be friends to Samson for that week. And one of them will be the best man. And so this is how it runs. And before the bachelor party starts, there'll be a short ceremony, which is just a family thing. We all come together as a family. You are invited, and you can then present your dowry, your gifts, and everybody else will do the same. There'll be some music. We'll sing a song. There'll be some words. We'll say a prayer, and we'll have some food and drinks, and we'll be very happy for the young couple, and that's how it goes. Then we have 7 days of partying, and at the end of that, there is the official wedding ceremony, which will be conducted by a priest of Dagon. And after that, the young couple can begin their honeymoon. Okay. So Manoah and Rachel have heard it all and have been polite and said, okay, we understand. And yes, we'll be back at the beginning of that week to present our dowry. Thank you very much. We need to be on our way. Thank you, sir, ma'am. Have a good day. And they're off on their way. Samson is going to stay behind for a few more hours to hang out with his girlfriend, fiancée. So Manoah and Rachel walk home, and it's a slow walk. They are just feeling devastated. My, oh my, our son getting married to a Philistine girl. And I guess, we don't know, we never talked about where Samson is actually going to live. Is he going to live with them, or is she coming to live with us? We forgot to raise the issue, maybe just as well. Oh dear. Samson is home a few hours later, and they don't want to talk much. So, Samson, where do you think the two of you will be living? Well, I think they want us to live over there, because they tell me that during the week of the party, the 7 days, all the young guys will be invited to build an extra room to the farmhouse, and that room is then given to Leah and myself. That'll be our private room. So I guess they expect us to live over there. Yes, just as I was telling you would happen. They want you to come over there because then you'll be working for them. Okay, Dad. I know. Whatever. All right? But thank you for coming with me. And thank you for being part of this. You are my parents, and I do love you very much. Yes, Samson, we love you too. We love you too. And then there's silence. And they don't speak to each other for a few days. My, oh my, what are we going to do? Then, a few weeks later, the week is here. The week of the wedding. So, Manoah and Rachel, they get ready, their best clothes. Samson is getting ready in his best clothes. The dowry is all organized, and the three of them set off on their way to Timnah. The same pathway, they know the way now. And before soon, of course, Samson says, Mom and Dad, I'll see you at the beginning of the village. I'm just going to go take my own route through the interior. And he's off. Samson is curious what has become of the dead lion. Would there be any other animals, any other lions? He wants to know. Now, he's never said anything to his parents. So, hey, they'll find their way, and he takes the interior. So he pushes his way through, he crosses a river, he climbs a fence, this and that, and there is the lion, the carcass of the lion, still lying exactly where he left it, where it was left. But then, look, there's a bunch of bees flying around the lion, flying around the carcass, bees. Bzzz. What's going on? They are building a bit of a nest, a beehive. What is this? They are producing honey right in there. So Samson kneels by the carcass. He sticks his hand right in there, and he gets himself a nice bit of honey. And it tastes fantastic. My, this is good. So he grabs a little more and he sticks it in his pouch. He's going to give some to his parents to taste. This tells you he loves his parents very much. And so he's off quickly. He's got to get to the village before they get there. And there he is. Hi, Mom, Dad. This way. Whoa. We're going to have a party. We're going to have a wedding. I'm going to be married to Leah. Oh, my. Samson is excited. His parents are very quiet. So they enter the house, and then Manoah and Rachel present the dowry. Other members of the family present gifts too. They all put it down. There's the young couple looking in their best clothes. They are so happy. They're smiling. They look great. So the party, they sing a song. It's a Philistine song. They clap their hands. There's a little dance. There is music. And then there is food and drinks. It is a precious time, even though Manoah and Rachel are not quite sure what to do with it, what to make of it. And so, once that time is over, Manoah and Rachel ask to be excused. They're on their way home. Samson, you have a good week, son. We will not be there during the week. We will not be there during the ceremony where you're actually getting married, because it's done by a priest of Dagon. We cannot be involved in that. God bless you, son. We love you. And they're off. So, all of a sudden, there is music, musicians are playing, there's some dancing going on, a little sideshow is being put on. May the party begin! 30 young guys from the Philistine village of Timnah are here to celebrate with Samson. There is food, there is drinks. Oh man, they are having a good time, they're loving it. Even though Samson doesn't know one of them, and they don't know Samson. But still, hey, you can hang out together, you can have a good time. And then Samson gets an idea. Hey guys, listen here. I got something. I have a riddle for you. Oh, yeah, tell us the riddle. Yeah, hang on. I will tell you my riddle, and if you can guess the meaning of the riddle, I will give you all a tunic, festive clothing, and an overcoat. All of you have your own tunic, your own overcoat from me. Yes. If you can guess the riddle. And that's got to be done within 7 days, the days of this party. Oh, great. Yeah, tell us the riddle. Hey, hang on. If you do not guess the riddle, you all give me a tunic and an overcoat. All of you. So I have 30 tunics, 30 overcoats. Oh, sure, yeah, whatever. Yeah, hey, tell us the riddle. Okay, here it goes. Out of the one who eats came something to eat. Out of the strong came something sweet. Oh, my. Wow. Okay. How did it go again? Out of the one who eats came something to eat. Out of the strong came something sweet. Okay, well, we got to be able to solve this. And so these guys, they go to work on this riddle. Now, they've done riddles before. They solve those problems. And they want these tunics and overcoats. So they are going to work, and they're digging away. All of a sudden, the music stops. There's no more dancing. They're all talking to each other. Maybe it's like this, maybe it's like that. And they're having trouble solving this riddle. They thought they'd have it sorted in minutes. 3 days go by, and they still have not solved the riddle. By now, the atmosphere is poor, to say the least. They are grumpy, they are upset, they are angry. I'm not going to have this Hebrew humiliate me like this with his ridiculous riddle. And I'm certainly not going to give him my tunic and my overcoat. Absolutely not, never. So what do we do? Let's speak to the lady. She can get the meaning from him and pass it on to us. That's what we're going to do. And so they send a small delegation. 3 guys leave the party quietly and head for the house of the bride. They knock on the door, and she opens. What's up, guys? You think you can invite us to this party so that we can get robbed? What do you mean, robbed? What are you talking about? Well, this Hebrew guy of yours, your Hebrew friend, right? Your fiancé, you've heard how he's given us this ridiculous riddle and for us to solve. I'm going to not let him humiliate me like this. Rob me of my best clothes. It is your job to get the meaning of the riddle. If you don't, we'll burn the house with you in it. Get it? Now get the meaning of that riddle and do it now. And they're off. Leah is standing there, shaking. Her whole body's shaking. They really frightened her there. That was a serious threat. What's she do? What is she to do? She knows that these guys are capable of doing what they said they would. So she puts on her best clothes, she puts on her jewelry, she makes sure she looks as good as she can, and then she arrives at the party. Hi, Samson. And so she just pulls Samson aside, and there's a little bit of romance and a few kisses, and how are you? Da, 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 da. Then she starts crying. You don't love me. You don't love me. Oh, what do you mean I don't love you? Of course I love you. No, you don't love me. Why should I not love you? What's going on? Tell me. Well, you've told your friends this riddle, but you haven't even told me the answer. Oh, come on now. I haven't told my parents either. I've told nobody. It's just a riddle. But if we are to be husband and wife, you should tell me everything. You should tell me the meaning of the riddle. Oh, come on, Leah, just calm down. It's only a riddle. It's a game we're playing. I think they'll solve it somehow. You know, they still have a few days. Come on. Hey, why don't you join the party? And she is off. All miserable and tearful, you know, and in the next few days, she just keeps it up. She makes it bigger. Oh, she's in tears, she's sad, she's upset. I mean, she puts on a show like, wow. And Samson is just hating every minute of it. You're supposed to be my happy bride. Come on now, get over it. But she refuses to get over it. And on day 7, just hours before the bachelor party is finished and the ceremony is going to get started, Samson's had enough. He said, okay, come over here. Okay. Oh, man. All right, I'll tell you the riddle. But one thing, this is absolute secret between you and me. You won't tell anybody. Is that a promise? Yes, I promise. Okay. Now listen carefully, I will say it just once. What is sweeter than honey? And what is stronger than a lion? That's the answer to the riddle, okay? All right, now, go to your room, get changed, freshen up, and get ready for the ceremony. We'll be married in just an hour from now. And then we're husband and wife. I'll see you shortly. And so she's off. She disappears. After she leaves, a few of the guys leave too. And of course, she passes on the meaning of the riddle. And 20 minutes later, all 30 guys gather around Samson. Samson, we have a little announcement to make. You're going to owe us, I think, 30 tunics and 30 overcoats. Yeah. Okay, you think you figured the meaning of the riddle? Yes, I think we did. It was a tough one. It took us a while, but we got there in the end. What is sweeter than honey? What is stronger than a lion? You bunch of thieves. Had you not plowed with my heifer, had you not messed with my fiancée, you would not know the answer to the riddle. You would not have solved nothing. And now you want me to reward your theft. My. I wanted to think the Philistines were good people. I realize I was wrong. And in that moment, something deep happens inside Samson. Something shifts. There's certain maturity, you could say, kicks into gear. And he begins to walk away. And I'm sure the Spirit of God is on Samson in this moment. And he's hearing wisdom from heaven and direction. And heaven says, walk away, Samson, walk away, walk away, walk away. And he walks away from his friends. He walks away from the party. He walks away from the wedding ceremony. He walks away from his in-laws, and he walks away from Leah. He understands she cannot be his wife. She's already betrayed him. This is never going to work. And so he's walking away, but he thinks, okay, they want their tunics and their overcoats. What am I to do? Shall I just go home and forget about it? And then something else clicks. It's like an invitation. He is being invited to provide 30 tunics and overcoats. Where can he get those? Of course, if heaven wants him to take the fight to the Philistines, what better place is there than the army barracks in Ashkelon? And that is the biggest city on the coastline. That is about 30 miles away. Well, no problem for Samson. So he kicks into gear and he starts running and he starts running and he's running and he's running and he's running and he runs right through till he gets to Ashkelon, and before soon he's found the army barracks. There they are. The gates are all locked. It is now late at night. Well, no problem for Samson. He grabs the gates and he rips them open and he walks right into the court. And then he says, hello there, anybody here? Hello there, where are you all? Are you asleep, you Philistines? I'm here to make my collection. So he's calling for attention, and before soon, a few soldiers appear. They think, who's this crazy Hebrew? What's he doing here? How did he get in? And so they head for him, they're going to throw him out. Well, they don't know Samson, and he just whacks them around. He just throws them around. And then there's more alarm, there's more soldiers coming out, and before you know it, there is a fight, and Samson is fighting, and he's fighting, he's fast on his feet, he hits them hard, he knocks them all over, one after the other, I mean dozens of them. Then there is even more alarm. They're coming out with swords. They're going to kill this crazy Hebrew. Kill him now. And so they're coming at him with swords. Well, before soon, Samson's got himself a sword, and he's killing those Philistine soldiers one after the other. Dozens. It's a massacre. He's killed 30 soldiers in the space of like a half hour. The rest has run off. It's gone quiet. He enters the barracks. He collects 30 tunics, 30 overcoats. There's a massive net over there for some reason. He grabs the net, puts it all in there, and he drags his bounty all the way back to the village of Timnah. He sets a good pace, and a few hours later, he's back in Timnah, in exactly the place where the wedding took place, and he drops it there. Now, there is nobody there. They've all gone home. It's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the night. And then Samson is satisfied. He goes home. And when he gets home, it's like first thing in the morning, first light. His parents are just waking up. There's Samson. Samson, what are you doing? Why are you here? When they hear the story, they have a sense of relief, but they also have a sense of trouble. There's going to be big trouble. These Philistines are not going to just let this be. No, they're going to come for us. Oh God, now what?